Hi everyone, my name is Pooja Bavishi and I'm the founder and CEO of Malai Ice Cream based in Brooklyn, New York. And thank you to Amul for having me today and for sharing a recipe. I am making a tricolor sundae in honor of Independence Day tomorrow with our ice cream. So Malai is an ice cream company based in Brooklyn, New York. We do a lot of South Asian inspired ice cream flavors, a lot of spice infused ice cream flavors. Today we're going to use our sweet milk ice cream. If you're in the States, we have a shop in Brooklyn, New York, and we have pints in our grocery stores, and we ship nationwide. And so we're gonna use this ice cream. The other things that we're gonna use for this tricolor sundae, we're gonna use Amul's basundi that you can see right here, as well as Amul butter. We're gonna use some Amul butter as well to kind of round everything out. So for this recipe, we're going to do Amul basundi saffron sauce as well as a pistachio crumble. The recipe is all in the comments, so you can look there if you want to follow along, or you can screenshot it or save it, just so you can make it later. And I hope you make it all tomorrow for Independence Day. So to make this sundae, we have to make the components first. So the first component is this pistachio crumble that we're going to put on one side of the ice cream. For that, you'll need half a stick of Amul butter that's softened. So let it sit at room temperature for about an hour to 2 hours, and it will soften to room temperature. And we'll grab a spatula and we'll just mix it together. And to that, we're going to add 3/4 cup of ground pistachios. So obviously pistachios, whole pistachios will look like this. Just put it in a food processor or coffee grinder. And so we'll just need just ground pistachios like this. You'll want it as finely ground as possible. And so we're gonna dump that into the butter. So we're gonna start mixing these two together. It's really easy to come together by hand. So don't worry about breaking out any kind of food processors or anything like that. You won't need anything like that. So here we have the pistachios and the butter together. So that's coming well together. And on top of that, we're gonna add a cup of sugar. We're gonna add 1/3 of a cup of sugar. Some salt. You'll need some salt. Every baked good needs at least half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of salt to kind of bring out that sweetness and kind of bring out those flavors. So we have some salt in here, as well as fresh ground cardamom. So we just, take our whole cardamom and just grind it down. We even use the shells. That still has a lot of great flavor in it. So we need about a half a teaspoon of cardamom. I'm gonna put that directly into this bowl and keep on mixing. You want it to all come together really nicely. The really nice thing about this cookie is that it comes together in one bowl. There's no like baking powder, baking soda, anything like that. You just need the basic ingredients of flour, butter, sugar, and the special thing about this is really the nuts, the pistachios, as well as the cardamom, and that just really brings everything super well together, and it's very, very tasty. So to this, the very last ingredient that we need to add is flour, just regular all-purpose flour. We have 3/4 cup of that. I'm gonna put that straight in here and keep mixing. And so you just wanna mix until this all comes together into one cohesive dough. So I have that right over here. So this is what it looks like. Let me just grab my spatula. This is what it looks like when it all comes together. You can see that it comes together, it forms a nice dough when you press it. And so it's just like, it's going to stick together and form into a nice cookie. So all we're gonna do from here is line a baking sheet. So I have a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. And so I'm just gonna spread the dough directly on that and then bake that for about 20 to 22 minutes. You don't wanna get it too brown. Just wanna bake that for that much time and let it cool. So when it comes out of the oven, this is what it looks like. So delicious. And we're gonna crumble that directly onto our sundae, and that will be the green part of our tricolor sundae. So we have the green part, we already have the white part with our Malai ice cream. Now we're gonna create the orange saffron part. So for that, I'm using Amul's basundi. It's so it's so rich and delicious and milky. It just lends so well to a sauce because it's already so thick. You don't have to do much to it. What I like to add is I like to add a pinch of salt. Like I said, salt brings out all of the flavors. And I like to add a little bit more saffron to get that nice golden saffron-y orange hue. If you can't find Amul's basundi, then you can also use a Milkmaid tin condensed milk. You just want to thin that out with a little bit of water and add the same amount of salt and saffron. So you all know this, you want to let saffron bloom. So I have about a half a teaspoon of saffron in a fourth of a cup of hot water, and I'm just letting that sit, and then to that I'm going to directly add the Amul basundi to it. So it turns into this really beautiful orange color that's going to be like such a nice sauce. And look how thick it is. It's still so thick, and that's how the basundi comes, and so it's perfect. So we have the sauce, the orange part. I'm going to take some of this cookie crumble. You can see that it's nice and green inside. So that's the green part of the ice cream sundae. So I'm just going to take this and crumble it directly into my bowl. Maybe snag a piece. So good. Cardamom-y and nutty. It's going to add like this perfect soft crunch to the ice cream sundae. So it won't be distracting. It'll just be really nice and really, it'll just make it all come together. So that's what that looks like right there. And then, like I said, we have our Malai sweet milk ice cream to be the white part. So I'm gonna scoop this all together, just open up this ice cream. It's been sitting out for a little bit, so it's nice and soft. I'm gonna just scoop out a pint. Of course, if you're not in a place where you can get Malai, remember in the States we ship nationwide, but if you're not in a place where you can get Malai's ice cream, then you use any kind of ice cream that you want. For a tricolor sundae, use a white ice cream, but any ice cream works for this. So I have a scoop of our Malai ice cream directly in here. Hi, I'm making a tricolor sundae for Independence Day with a pistachio crumble and a basundi saffron sauce. So directly on top of this, on one side, I'm just going to add some crumble. And that will be the green. Of course, pistachios are very green, but when you bake them, they do turn that brown color. But we both know when you're making it, you know that it's supposed to represent the green, so I think it's fine. But I've also made this with food coloring before if you do want to make that stark contrast between the three colors. So on top of this, I'm adding the saffron sauce, the basundi sauce from Amul. You can see it. It just adds such a beautiful color. So that's what it looks like. Can you see that? Oh, I dropped a cookie. It's so delicious. And I'm gonna take a bite. When you take a bite, you want everything. You want that sweet milk ice cream. You want that basundi that's amped up with a little bit more saffron, a little bit more salt. You want all of that to come together. The pistachio and the cardamom, of course, it's going to make all of the flavors sing together. And it's just so delicious. Can I answer any questions for anyone? Does anyone have any questions about the recipe? If not, it's been such a pleasure to join you today for this Amul Live for the Malai Tricolor Sundae. You have the recipe. I hope you try it at home, and I hope that everyone has a wonderful and safe Independence Day tomorrow. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon.